That's not the story involving Caitlyn Clark and all the drama that surrounds her on this particular day. As we get started to talk about this hot topic,
Caitlyn Clark drew more than 1.8 million viewers. However, I hope Kat Engelbert is ready for disappointment because there's a hell of a lot more of it on the way. Game 1 between the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces and the Seattle Shitbirds on ESPN, 461,000 viewers. Now keep in mind, the Anonymous Faces.
Did you notice that the WNBA ratings dropped from 1.8 million to just 161,000 viewers following Caitlyn Clark's elimination? That's not a slight. Rather, it's a precipitous decline. You may be wondering how one player could have such a significant impact. So, let's examine the reasons why the WNBA is struggling in the absence of its new superstar.
Yeah! Let that girl cook! She cutting ass! Help us! Hey, she like a double-edged sword, Ocho. She cutting ass left and right. Both sides cutting ass. Wah, 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 wah.
In my opinion, she is capable of shooting, handling, and passing. Based on this, I feel that she deserves extreme respect. Clark had a tremendous rookie campaign, topping all rookies in field goals and three-pointers assisted. She was dominating in every facet of the game. Steals, minutes played, and more. It was as though she entered the court and declared, "This is my league now."
In about 12 hours, when Caitlyn Clark is eliminated from the playoffs. I know the mainstream media wants us to believe that the WNBA is surging in popularity. I know analysts like Monica McDougal at ESPN. They want us to recognize elite layup missers and failed dunkers.
But it gets much better. We're going to show you how one player completely upended the league. You might be wondering what made Caitlyn Clark so exceptional that her absence resulted in such a significant fallout. I promise you that the response will astound you. Are you prepared for this?
The hype for this pick is giving the city a major economic boost. WRTV's Rachel Wilkerson shares the new study showing her impact.
The predicted #1 draft pick for the Indiana Fever, Caitlyn Clark, is already increasing ticket sales and fan base, a phenomenon known as the Caitlyn Clark effect.
And I looked at tickets for the first game and was shocked at the price and the availability.
Professor Dr. Michael Hicks of Ball State University predicts that with Clark on the team, attendance will increase by about 26,000 throughout the course of the season in comparison to the previous one.
An excitement that will spill outside of Indianapolis. It will also affect their attendance at other games.
He claims that Indianapolis might see revenue growth of more than $2.5 million as a result of the Caitlyn Clark publicity. You've seen her numbers, but have you also considered her financial impact? Not only did Caitlyn Clark shatter records, but she also completely defied every financial expectation the Women's Basketball Association held. Let's take a closer look at some jaw-dropping data.
Average of viewership, 1.1 million viewers each game in the regular season. Other games listed to this paled in comparison, drawing just about 394,000 viewers on average per game. So 1.19 million versus 394,000 for the rest of the WNBA team.
Initial attendance, the Indiana Fever moved from being a forgettable team to the hottest ticket in town. They now average 177,000 tickets sold each game and draw 1.1 million viewers on average. This isn't just a slight increase, it's a full-blown explosion. Imagine entering an arena that was formerly just partially empty. There is the Caitlyn Clark effect at work. Now picture the arena filled to capacity.
Averaging over 10,000 fans per game. Since 2004, not a single team has even done that once. So if we take a look at this line chart, we can see the dip in 2021 because of COVID, and then this huge spike in 2024.
The league's online store set a single-season sales record with more than 4 months left in the season. We're talking about a 756% increase in sales, which is not just growth, but rather an overnight transformation from a lemonade stand to a Fortune 500 company. But wait, it gets even crazier. Remember those days when you couldn't find WNBA merch anywhere?
attendance for the entire league up nearly 50% this year, according to data from across the timeline. And Indiana leads all teams with an average attendance of, like I said, of 17,030.
Attendance at the Caitlyn Clark League has increased by 50% from the previous season, more than double. It's not just the fever or the love. It seems like Clark waved a magic wand and everyone wanted to see women's basketball.
Merchandise sales are up 450%. I'm gonna repeat that. Merchandise sales are up 450% for the WNBA, according to Fanatics. So
you may be thinking, well, she's popular, but does that really translate into money? But analysts say that Clark is essential to the WNBA's financial stability because she's not just putting points on the board, she's also putting money in the bank through ticket sales, merchandise, and more.
Caitlyn Clark was drafted first, which means last year they were the worst team in the WNBA. It did not matter because this season they were the most watched team in the league.
However, this is where things get truly intriguing. Not only did Clark transform the game on the court, but she also transformed the way the public saw her team, the Indiana Fever. Yes, one player was able to turn the entire franchise around from being the team that everyone looked down on to one that was competitive for the playoffs.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. And, oh, wait, there's a second board. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times. She set a single-season record for assists.
The list goes on.
Single-season rookie record for assists. That makes sense. Single-season rookie record for three-pointers. Single-game record for assists, 19. She also became, oh, wait a minute, there's more. Franchise record for most double-doubles, three-pointers. Career 10 or more assists in a game. How about that? Franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 three-pointers. She did it in 34 games. Most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game, for which she received the most fan votes ever. 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season, regardless of years in the league.
Let's also discuss her postseason debut. In a playoff game, Clark became the only rookie in history to score 25 points or more, grab 5 or more rebounds, and give out 5 or more assists.
Activist audience, I guess, with this sort of sharing, right? But the WNBA put this out 15 hours ago.
She's not just playing well, she's making history. Every time she steps on the court, Clark's dominating the game. But where's all the excitement? The WNBA had a wonderful opportunity with their new superstar. But did they drop the ball? When it comes down to marketing, the answer might stun you.
Where are the Nike ads? Where are the Nike commercials? Where are the Indiana Fever in the playoff commercials? Where are all of these great marketing campaigns that we saw for Caitlyn Clark?
And it has everything to do with empty arenas and declining viewership. You would think that the WNBA would be plastering Caitlyn Clark's face on every billboard from coast to coast, but they haven't even produced a single commercial with her. Can you believe that? It's like having a Ferrari in your garage that you never drive.
2024, the WNBA is estimated to bring in $200 million in revenue. Just for comparison, the NBA is expected to earn $13 billion. The WNBA has historically lost around $10 million per season.
Now, you may be asking yourself, why would they ignore their biggest stars? Well, that's the $1 million question, or perhaps more accurately, the $200 million question, because that's how much revenue the WNBA is expected to bring in. Hold on to your hats, though, because the NBA brings in over $7 billion from TV deals alone.
You're going to have 2 or 3 weeks without Caitlyn Clark. You're going to have 2 or 3 weeks without Caitlyn Clark commanding all the attention. And you're going to have 2 or 3 weeks of absolute humiliation. Kat Engelbert is about to find out why the NBA only gave the WNBA $200 million per season. NBA, they received over $7 billion every year from the networks. They gave the WNBA $200 million. Kat Engelbert is about to find out.
But this is where things really start to get crazy. Without Caitlyn Clark, detractors claim the WNBA is dealing with empty arenas and poor playoff viewership. It seems as though they possessed a magic wand to increase attendance and seat occupancy, but they left it in the locker room.
Since the WNBA was founded in 1996, it has averaged losing about $10 million per year. The league literally exists in the red.
Consider it. The WNBA is already losing roughly $10 million a season, which is not small change. How will they improve things now that they don't have their best player to light up TV and billboards?
You guys may not have said everybody, but the prevailing sentiment for folks that are just joining the WNBA and following women's sports is unfair to the women of this league, to your point, who have laid the groundwork for Caitlyn Clark to come in and now take it to the next level. That's all I'm saying in these conversations.
The WNBA had a fantastic athlete who could have increased viewership, raised ratings, and packed arenas, but instead of calling her name from the rooftops, they, well, didn't do much of anything of the sort. It's like the league had a golden goose that they neglected to feed.
Using the eyes that Caitlyn Clark has brought to shine light on other players.
The WNBA missed their opportunity with Caitlyn Clark, but here's the real kicker. What if depending on one superstar wasn't going to work at all? There may be a secret tactic that might make all the difference, and it's been there for the entire time.
It's probably time to start pushing the other, like the girl that have been carrying this league for the last 4 or 5 years.
It's not about identifying the next big thing, as you may be wondering what could possibly preserve the WNBA right now. Caitlyn Clark, the WNBA has to create the kind of excitement it can only achieve by assembling a roster of players who will have you glued to your screens. Just picture tuning in and never knowing which player is going to wow you that night.
Like, just, I get it. Like, she's coming in, and from a marketing standpoint, yes, have eyes on her, but don't put all your eggs in one basket, because at the end of the day, we can't predict the future with her. We just can't.
Critics claim that the league cannot succeed without a single superstar like Clark, but let's face it, it's never a good idea to put all your eggs in one basket. What happens if a player has a bad night or is hurt? The WNBA should expose all of their talent and spread love.
About the rivalry, and they both have very
differing of opinions of it.
No, not differing, Shay. They both agree that it's great for the sport.
Consider it. Not only does the NBA have LeBron James, but Steph Curry as well. Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, to name just a few. The WNBA needs to start establishing rivalries, developing narratives, and elevating each game to the status of an essential event.
That we're going to truly invest in making this the next big thing. But they can absolutely push the button and allow for the floodgates to open in terms of marketing, in terms of commercials, in terms of however you see fit. Like, you can make whoever you want to make the it person. I think this is the right time to do it when you already have one that's already gaining that attention organically in Caitlyn Clark.
The WNBA is full of incredible players, but if you're not a diehard fan, you might not even recognize their names. For this reason, the league needs to completely revamp its marketing strategy and start promoting these players like the superstars that they are.
I believe that the WNBA and women's basketball in general is doing a good job of using the eyes that Caitlyn Clark has brought to shine light on other players.
The WNBA needs to develop depth. It's not just about one player carrying the league on her shoulders. It's about fostering a competitive environment where any game could be the season's biggest. Imagine if every WNBA team had their own Caitlyn Clark, a player who makes you say, I've got to see what she does next.
What you need to do is to appear at more basketball games, okay? To be on TV. Maybe start a WNBA reality show. Women love reality shows, okay? Again, that's one of the two things keeping cable television afloat right now. Reality TV and sports. If you could somehow meld the two together and let us get to know you a little bit more, I'm sure lots of women would be like, holy shit, and get behind you, okay? Like, it would be amazing.
However, this is where things really become fascinating. The future of the WNBA lies not just in developing fresh talent, but also in crafting captivating narratives that captivate viewers and entice them to watch more. The WNBA should emulate the phenomenon of TV show addiction by making each game feel like the next installment of their beloved program.
Your thoughts on the little rivalry between those two?
Good for the women's game. It's bringing more eyes to the game. I'm a little bit, older, so I remember, the Cheryl Swoops of the day, and you bringing in.
And let's discuss those rivalries. When two terrific players go head-to-head, the WNBA needs to create the same type of excitement that the NBA did during the Magic versus Bird period. This way, the game becomes more than just a contest. It becomes an event and keeps people interested even when your best star isn't participating.
Caitlyn, I just say put more marketing dollars and push behind some of the great players in the WNBA so that you can sustain this. And all of the focus, if you're saying Caitlyn, and as Caitlyn game is not where you thought it was going to be, you still have all these great players that you can push more. That's what
You may be asking if the WNBA can actually pull this off at this point. It won't be simple, that much is certain, but they have no other option if they want to expand the league and maintain high viewership. They must start considering more than just one player.
NBA, the WNBA, and women's basketball in general, they're going to have to make a decision about how they're going to move their brand going forward. Because I do think we're getting to the point where, all right, the popularity, the odds are here. How do we start to tailor the game?
Okay, everything now, let's conclude. Although Caitlyn Clark had a significant impact on the WNBA, the league neglected its marketing, and as a result, they are currently in a crisis without its superstar. However, depending solely on one player was never going to be sustainable.
I get it, like she's coming in, and from a marketing standpoint, yes, have eyes on her, but don't put all your eggs in one basket. Because at the end of the day, we can't predict the future. We just can't.
The WNBA must start fostering rivalries and show off all of its skill in order to foster love. Create narratives and give each game a sense of urgency. Finding the next K. Clark isn't the only goal of watch events. Building a cast of performers that captivates you on screen is equally important.
You're a vet of the WNBA. I mean, we've been waiting for this moment of exponential growth, and it is finally here.
This isn't just about the WNBA. It's about women's sports in general. So, the important question is, will you continue to watch and support women's basketball as it develops? I promise you won't want to miss what comes next.